I don't know about you, but at some point during the day, I just have to walk away from it. That's right. I step away from the computer, hop out of the office, and go for a good walk. Nothing fancy, maybe 20 minutes or a half hour or so. Well, that's my daily habit anyway. I find that a daily walk clears the cobwebs out of the brain. In days past, I wouldn't do this. I'd hit a wall in the middle of the day with writing, or I'll be on a project, and I'd think, if I just grind on it a little longer, if I just put in a little bit more effort, and then I'd sit there like some kind of dum-dum for an hour or two or three, and I'd get more and more frustrated. And those 2, 3 hours would go by, and I still wouldn't have a breakthrough. I didn't go any further with the project, and all I did was get more aggravated. But that was years and years and years ago. I had to teach myself when I first started working out of the home office. I had to teach myself, and I learned the hard way, nothing good's from grinding on it. You gotta walk away from it. And it's a funny thing. Every time I walk away from it, when I come back to face the computer again, or to face the writing project, or the work or the project again, those ideas that eluded me, they always seem to come back. I have some kind of breakthrough on the walk that I didn't even know I had. Or maybe I just have a fresh perspective, or I catch my second wind. Whatever it is, the walk is a big part of my process. So for me, the secret, when I get stuck, it's not to grind on it, it's to walk away from it. I'll get lost in my walk, not figuratively. My backyard, I kind of know it like the back of my hand, but I will look at birds or snakes or squirrels or rabbits, beavers, muskrat, some woodchucks. I'll say hi to a neighbor. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to see one, but generally not so much. Where I live, I usually don't run into people. Kind of easy to do the whole social distancing thing. Maybe I'll run into a few people along my walk, but we still keep our social distance. But, we might chat about this or that, like, hey, did you see the heron? Or how about the cormorant? Or did you catch the migration of the great egret last week? That kind of thing. But I remember one time I was working on a really tough project when another client called, and he had a little tough nut to crack as well. What he wanted was some poetry to highlight a story he was planning to tell. And he just emailed and said, hey, can you dash off a quick poem to accompany this story? And I'm in the middle of a thing, man. And my first thought was, oh gosh, no, that sounds so much fun, but the timing of this could not be worse. How fun would it be to write a poem? But man, I am up against the wall with this other project, and it's not going well, and I'm hitting a wall. So instead of responding to this client that I really like, and the project that I really like, to tell him, no, I can't do it, I'm too busy, what I thought I'd do instead is just go get some perspective, take a fast walk around the block, maybe 10 minutes, and I thought a little walk might clear my head so that I can compose an email and I could tactfully say, listen, I would really love to write you a poem, but I am crunched for time and I just can't spare the mental energy to write that poem right now. So about 5 minutes into my walk, I see some pretty trees and flowers, and I'm smelling some fresh air, and I start to feel really good. I'm refreshed. So I hit on this idea that telling the client, no, can't do it, it's going to be empowering and refreshing to say no. And then 5 minutes later, I'm back at my desk, and it takes me 2 minutes to write a poem. And a really good one. It rhymed and everything. So I started giggling, and I just sent it to him, and he writes back in 10 minutes and says, gosh, thanks, perfect, exactly what my story needed. I don't know how you did it, and did it so fast. I was thinking this might take you a few weeks. So I didn't write back or anything. I returned to my other project, and you know what? I put a bow on that tough nut too. And I swear that I would not have the energy or the temperament to do either if I hadn't taken a walk. So my advice, for what it's worth, don't grind on it. Get out there. If you're stuck, don't grind. Take a break. Get out of your head. Go for a walk. Do it now. And have fun with it. It's a beautiful fall here in Michigan. I gotta go catch up with some neighbors. Later.